Fans of Henry Cavill are hoping that he'd get to secure a new project soon after his exit from a few popular franchises. But worry no more, because for today's video, we'll be sharing with you what we know about Henry Cavill being in talks for Hobbs and Shaw 2. Plus, it looks like James Gunn is open to welcoming him back as Superman. All this and more in today's video. Based on what we heard, Henry Cavill is interested in joining Hobbs and Shaw 2, which is expected to begin production in 2024. Along with original actors Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham, Henry Cavill is in talks to join the long-awaited sequel to Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. According to our reliable sources, the former Witcher star is being considered for a role in the Fast and Furious spin-off, which is set to begin production in 2024. However, it is unclear if he would play an enemy or an ally of the eponymous frenemy combo. In some respects, Henry Cavill's desire to join a new potential blockbuster series like Hobbs and Shaw makes sense, but in others, it is shocking. In particular, Henry Cavill joining Hobbs and Shaw 2 means he'll be working with Dwayne Johnson, with whom he just starred in a mid-credits cameo of Black Adam. The much-touted moment was meant to build up a massive confrontation between Cavill's Superman and Johnson's Teth Adam in the Jumanji star's vision for a new DC universe centered on himself. However, the appointment of James Gunn and Peter Safran as the new leaders of DC Studios ousted both stars, creating the perception that Johnson had failed miserably in his quest to gain more control of the series. If that is the case, there does not appear to be enough bad blood between Henry Cavill and Dwayne Johnson for Hobbs and Shaw 2. As it stands, Cavill appears to be casting a wide net in search of new brands and production films after departing his roles as Superman, Geralt of Rivia, and it appears Enola Holmes' older brother. We previously reported that he is negotiating a first-look contract with Amazon Studios to make various video game adaptations, and that he has already committed to a Warhammer 40,000 series. The first Hobbs and Shaw's film was released in 2019 as a sort of sideways story in the Fast and Furious world, set between the 8th and 9th films. It followed Dwayne Johnson as CIA agent Luke Hobbs, teaming up with his erstwhile foe, mercenary Deckard Shaw, to hunt down an Idris Elba-played cybernetically enhanced terrorist. The film was a mostly successful part of Universal's continuous efforts to grow the Fast and Furious franchise beyond Vin Diesel's core team, or family, to use a word, grossing $760 million at the box office. The sequel's development has stopped multiple times since then, possibly due to the busy schedules of both Johnson and Statham. The probable inclusion of Henry Cavill, on the other hand, appears to be the kind of spark required to get Hobbs and Shaw 2 back on track. The actor already energized the long-running Mission Impossible series with his immediately iconic arm reload motion, and it appears he could do the same with this property. With the approaching partnership with Amazon and his next spy thriller, Argylle, Henry Cavill appears to be a busy man, but not too busy for Hobbs and Shaw. In other related news, we know Henry Cavill stepped down from his role of Geralt of Rivia to focus on playing Superman. Instead, the actor was booted out of the superhero franchise. But recently, it's been revealed that Cavill's Superman may return following James Gunn's plan for DC. What's that all about? Keep watching to find out. Fans are devastated by Henry Cavill's departure from the role of Superman. The reappearance of Cavill in the post-credit scene of Black Adam was met with enormous delight among fans. However, the joy didn't last long, as the actor revealed that he will not be returning as the symbol of hope in the new frontline DCU 2 months after his statement. The DC Studios 2022 slate has been bungled at every turn, and removing the actor from the role after only 2 months has left fans in a state of grief and rage. While fans lamented the loss, there was still hope by Henry Cavill to don the cape again. From the looks of it, the new DCU won't be a complete reboot. Amidst the ongoing crisis and rebranding of DC, the new leadership of James Gunn and Peter Safran, who are adamant about removing the bandages from the dying DCEU, which has been on a slow death spiral since BVS made the audacious decision to scrap the existing DCEU and start over with a fresh new narrative. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, Phantom, Blue Beetle, and The Flash will all be released by DC Studios in 2023. Their blueprint for the next 3 years is also in the works, possibly starting with a young Superman. Meanwhile, an insider has reported that the new DCU will cover the entire DCEU, but will not be a complete reboot. This has sparked a number of fan theories, one of which suggests that Henry Cavill will return in the not-too-distant future. In line with this, there's a chance that Henry Cavill may return to reprise his role as Superman in future DC projects. Amid millions sadness and distress following the removal of Superman's mantle from Cavill, James Gunn offered his vision, which included a story of a younger Clark Kent, along the lines and soul of Christopher Reeves's Superman. Although Cavill is no longer on the front lines, it hasn't been written in stone that he is done with DC. Following the announcement that Cavill would not be returning, many fans may have noticed James Gunn's comments, which elucidated their plans for the actor in the grand scheme of things. While things appear hazy in the aftermath of fans' sorrow, Henry Cavill may still play a significant role in the grand scheme of things, with James Gunn revealing Elseworld stories that will take place alongside the regular DCU. It appears that the filmmaker prefers a diverging approach to a typical cinematic universe. The Kingdom Come storyline, a Mark Waid 1996 comic in which the older generation of DC superheroes find themselves battling their younger incarnation, and the reports inclining that the new DCU won't be a complete reboot, furthermore provide some strong speculations on an Elseworld storyline, where Henry Cavill can finally reprise his role as an older Superman that battles with the mainline DCU's younger Clark Kent, are two additional elements from his long-planned vision that he has shared. Although the speculations seem far-fetched, as all the secrets are locked in James Gunn's Castle Doom, connecting the dots creates a valid debate about the return of Henry Cavill as an Elseworld Superman in the Kingdom Come storyline, which, if resides with Gunn's vision of DC, is still far away, considering the initial phases will not try to skip steps as the early DCEU did, and pave out a more thorough and smooth path. So at least we know that there's a small chance that Henry Cavill may don the Man of Steel's cape once again. But what of Geralt of Rivia? Since the actor announced his exit from the franchise, fans have rallied behind him. And now, it looks like Netflix's The Witcher plans to milk the actor's work on the project by dividing the show's third season into 2 parts. Henry Cavill's performance as Geralt in the critically acclaimed The Witcher has received widespread acclaim, giving it a slot among the top Netflix originals repertoire. The project's creators' enthusiasm and Cavill's affection for the books and games undoubtedly open the path for a more nuanced and worthy adaptation of the original, thereby establishing his name among fans. Given his untimely trip before the publication of the next season, dubbing it his final take on the character has sent fans into a tailspin, while Netflix appears to be paving the way to prolong the agonal gasp a little longer. With this in mind, there's been word that Netflix may split The Witcher Season 3 into 2 parts. The split of a season in the middle of a program isn't anything we haven't seen before, with shows like BoJack Horseman Season 6 and Stranger Things Season 4 being released in 2 parts. Following the preceding logic, the tendency of The Witcher, one of Netflix's front runners, to split seasons isn't far from the surface. With COVID focusing on production and VFX, it appears likely that they will release the film in 2 parts, so that the artists have enough time to flesh out the greatest end result. Lauren Schmidt-Hissrich, the show's creator, shed some light on the situation by indicating that the show will likely be in post-production for another 8 months before its release, while also hinting at the possibility of a 2-part season. We haven't discussed that splitting the season yet, but at this point, I think what we see happening across all sorts of streamers, I wouldn't rule it out, Hissrich said in a statement. I do think that we don't put anything out that we're we're not incredibly proud of. So that dictates our entire launch date, and I think it'll be interesting. Again, we have a way still, a very long time, 8-ish months or so until Witcher Season 3 comes out. So God willing, we get it all out at the same time. But who knows? We'll see what happens. With what we're seeing, it looks like Netflix is extending Henry Cavill's stint of Geralt of Rivia by this possible 2-part release. To say that Henry Cavill's departure from the program has devastated fans would be an understatement, given the significant influence Cavill has had throughout the 2 seasons on the show. Given his love and passion for the project, it's reasonable that he wouldn't want to continue playing the character if the show's writers didn't respect the source material. And as an avid fan of the books, it did influence the actor's decision not to return. And with his outing from DC as Superman, fans are enraged with Netflix's decision to recast Geralt, which means with the bombing of the recent spin-off The Witcher: Blood Origin and a possible decline in viewership in future seasons without Henry Cavill. Thanks for watching today's video, and before you go, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on for more videos like these. See you next time, and thanks for watching.